Welcome, kids. Today, let's study something interesting. A poem from your English textbook, Marigold, Class 5, based on Ncert. So, kids, the poem is The Lazy Frog. Now, you might be wondering about the images of the frog who is usually seen hopping here and there in the parks or open space near your houses. But as I told you, this poem is something interesting. We learn something new about frogs, that they might be lazy also sometimes. Let's recite the poem first. On a school day, you are busy studying, playing, and chatting with friends. When you have a holiday from school, what do? Would you behave little like a frog in the following poem? Now, kids, during your busy schedule, when you go to school, play with your friends, spend time with your family, you hardly get any time to show your laziness. But when you are away from school, during holidays, or you can say during Sunday, do you behave like this lazy frog? Just think over it. Is it clear? Now let's move towards the recitation of the poem. Fred is a very lazy frog who lolls all day upon a log. He always manages to shirk doing a single stroke of work. His poor old mother calls in vain. Come in and help, he does not bother. To move 2 inches, much preferring to be extremely hard of hearing. He lies there in a silent heap and stays conveniently asleep. If a lady frog hops past, you would think he would get up at last to bow and help her on her way. But no, I am ashamed to say that when a lady frog comes by, he does not opens up an eye. And the writer of the poem is anonymous, that means unknown. So let's start up with the explanation of the poem. Fred is a very lazy frog who lolls all day upon a log. Now, there is a lazy frog. Lazy means one who does not likes to do anything. And in the poem, his name is Fred. A very unique name, isn't it? And now what he used to do is he lolls all day. Lolls means lies all day, the whole day on the log. Log means a trunk of the tree that has been already cut down. You can imagine the frog by looking at this picture that he is lying down on the log. Now he always manages to shirk doing a single stroke of work. Now anyhow he manages to find out one or the other way, or shirk means to avoid things, as he was lazy. Stroke means that there is no movement. He does not want to do a single piece of work and does not even moves his body here and there, always in the rest position. His poor old mother calls in vain, come in and help. Now every time his mother used to calls him for some of the other work, but all goes in vain. Here in vain means it's all useless. Fred does not take care of his mother's call and just lies around lazily. To move 2 inches, much preferring to be extremely hard of hearing. Now, Fred does not react or does not bothers when his mother calls him, and prefers, or you can say he does not likes to move even 2 inches from here to there. And to be extremely hard of hearing means he reacts as if he is deaf. Not even a single word he tries to understand. He lies there in a silent heap and stays conveniently asleep. Now, without reacting to anybody's call, he just lies around silently and somehow manages to sleep conveniently, means very easily, in a very convenient manner, without any tension, without taking any care of the things going around. He used to sleep every time. Now, if a lady frog hops past, you would think he would get up at last to bow and help her on her way. Now, there is one more thing being described over here about the Fred, that if any lady frog hops near him, comes near him, now what he took, Fred might does not even thinks over it, and he does not gets up looking at her and give some respect to her. Bow means to give respect, and not even tries to help that why she is roaming here and there around him. But no, I'm ashamed to say that when a lady frog comes up, he does not open up an eye. Now what he does, who is I over here? The writer, who is anonymous in this poem. That means it is not known to us. He feels very shameful to say that when a lady frog comes nearby, Fred does not observe and does not pass any reactions by opening his eyes. How lazy the frog is, you all might have learned. So kids, I prefer that you don't be like him in any phase of your life. Be active, be safe.